Varun is someone who had a crush on you.
Which I did not know until the live.
तब क्यों नहीं बताया?
मैंने वही उसको कहा, तब क्यों नहीं बताया तुमने? गोरी है कलाइयाँ, तू ला दे मुझे हरी हरी चूड़ियाँ, अपना बना ले मुझे साजना. There's two ways to do a video like this. या तो आप फिल्मी बन जाओ, हीरो को डालो, हीरो के इर्द गिर्द नाचो, वो सब आप करो. I don't want any international dancers. No disrespect to anybody, but I want अपनी देसी लड़कियाँ. So then I became an MTV VJ. एक परदेसी became massive, and then David Uncle launched me, which was amazing. And then I did प्यार के side effects. Hey everyone, I'm Sophie Choudry and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
Sophie, welcome to Bollywood Hungama. So good to see you.
Thank you. So lovely to see you after so long.
Yes, after very long. Sophie, my first question is, Sophie is everybody's friend in the industry. How does this work?
I don't know if I'm everybody's friend. Yeah, I know everybody and I'm really lucky to have maintained good relationships with everybody. But I'm honestly just me. Yeah. I'm just me. I don't think about it too much. I guess people maybe like my vibes or my approach, and I don't take anything or any of my friendships for granted. I mean, they are what they are. I think we're all there to support each other, encourage each other. So I believe in that. And otherwise, people who know me, they know I'm a really private homebody. Like I'm a very in my home space. So if you see me out and about, it's really because I'm with people that I really care about or that I really like. It's not some shusha kind of thing that I do. Maybe when you start your career, you have to network a lot more. But at this point in time, I spend time with people that I really care about. So yeah, I mean, if I have access and friendships, then I value that.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're saying you're a homebody, today if we were not doing this, if we were not at your house, what is your normal day like?
My normal day, well, definitely working out, spending a lot of time with my dog. And I do travel a lot for live shows. So if I'm not home, generally I'll be doing that. But if I'm home, then yeah, I mean, I need to always be doing something. Even if I'm at home, I need to be doing something. But yeah, I'm not someone who loves to go out for late nights and stuff. I'm an early to bed, early to rise kind of person. I love my mornings. So yeah, that party image that comes with the glam look is not always true.
Okay. You know, your fans would like to know one important thing, that your songs do come in fair amount of breaks. Your last single was in 2019, if I'm not wrong.
That's right.
And now we're in 2022.
Yeah.
What happens in this gap and why the gap?
I know. Well, I mean, I don't want to use COVID as an excuse, although that is the fact. I mean, that is a big reason. But even before that, there were long gaps. I think that for a long time, the independent music scene wasn't very exciting. Or doing particularly well. And I think now that paradigm has started to shift and we're seeing much more popularity with independent singles because somehow the importance of film music seems to have gone down. Films are kind of focusing a lot more on their content and they don't always believe that songs help them. So which is why even in films, you're seeing a lot of remakes rather than original songs. I think Shesha was probably the last really good album. So I think now is an exciting time for independent music. So it makes sense to do it. Having said that, the gaps are there because I pretty much produce everything myself. I handle a lot of it myself. I probably micromanage too much. And yeah, it's really hard to find good songs. But now I've got a whole slate of them. In fact, during lockdown, I worked on a bunch of songs. And they were all kinds of songs. And I remember when I was trying to release something even like a year ago or 6 months ago, you know, record companies were like, you know, abhi sad gaane chal rahe hain. I was like, wo sad gaane mujhse to nahi aane wale. Abhi party numbers itne nahi chalenge. I said, haan, but saal shuru hua hai. Ab dekhiye, abhi chalenge. So I think companies also need to have a bit of a foresight. You know, a lot of them just jump on the bandwagon. आजकल sad गाने चल रहे हैं तो वो करो.
Let's all go and
आजकल ये romantic गाने चल रहे हैं, आजकल बारिश के गाने चल रहे हैं तो वो करते हैं. It becomes a bit like that, na? And I think you need to work with people who have a little bit of foresight to say this is a good song and yeah, it can definitely work.
A good song will do well at any given point.
Yeah, I think so. I believe that. So yeah, but I do promise everyone that I won't leave such long gaps anymore.
Amazing. That's a good promise. Did you enjoy acting? Would you like to do more movies? Is it something you enjoy?
You know, honestly, you know, as a girl growing up in London, singing was what I loved, but I was also a full filmy bacha.
Yes.
And when I moved to Bombay initially, yeah, I did meet a few people for film work and stuff, and most of the experiences were pretty terrible.
Right.
You know, as a girl coming from a different country, I was already I was already like known as a pop singer. I'd had my girl band albums out, so you know, I had the hot image, and I was not yet a VJ. And I didn't feel comfortable in a lot of those meetings. So I said to myself that I will never approach anyone for work. If I get work, it's because I'm called for it.
Okay.
And this is back then. So then I became an MTV VJ. Ik Pardesi became massive. And then David Uncle launched me, which was amazing.
Right.
And then I did Pyar Ke Side Effects. And there was a few experiences that I really loved and valued. I really enjoyed it. But by and large, you got slotted so quickly.
Right.
You know, if you were glamorous, then that's all you could do. You could not really have a role of substance or an emotional role. You're just the glam girl. And it got really monotonous and not particularly exciting. And then when you're stuck in that slot, people also probably think you can't do much.
You can't do much.
You know, so I mean, not to say that I'm like the greatest actress or anything like that, but I definitely could have done much better work. Right. Yeah. But that didn't happen because people were like, but you're already a VJ, you're already a singer, now you want to act, why do you want to do everything? So you get slotted very quickly.
Right.
Today, it's great if you're an all-rounder because that's how you survive.
Yes.
You know, we've got Farhan, Ayushmann, Karan, they do everything.
Shraddha,
everyone. Sings, exactly. So I think like now you need to be an all-rounder, but back then it wasn't so appreciated. Perhaps today with the OTT platform where you aren't slotted so much and there's so much diversity, now would be an exciting time to act.
Right.
If I got something interesting. But otherwise, honestly, I love the niche I've created for myself. It's a unique space.
And internet is the space to be where you're doing very well.
Thank you.
Right.
Well, yeah, it's exciting.
Right. You know, you said that you were not comfortable in a lot of meetings back in the days. Now have things changed when you go for meetings? People, the culture, have things changed now?
Well, definitely. I mean, I think everything is a lot more professional now. I think everyone's much more particular now.
Right.
And I like to think that hopefully a lot of it, you know, is now more dependent on the talent itself.
Right.
Definitely things are much more organized. And of course, after everything the whole world has been through over the past few years with the various, you know, the Me Too scandals and even after COVID and everything, I think people have become a lot more conscious and particular about how they want to conduct meetings. So yeah, that's a good thing, especially for the new lot that are coming in.
That's good for them. Coming to your song, firstly, you know, who has choreographed this? Do you want to tell them that since you were saying you micromanage everything, how did you put this team together that made the video and the song?
I get messages every day about Ik Pardesi. When are you doing Ik Pardesi 2.0? And I'm like, listen, I don't think I can recreate something so iconic because it's very difficult to put that together. That was a time, a team, a thought. But with Gori Hai, I wanted to bring back that nostalgic vibe and yet have a lot of freshness. So when it came to my video directors, they're absolute veterans. I mean, they've done the biggest videos with everyone from Daler Mehndi to you name it. They've worked with huge people. But my choreographer is a new guy completely. His name is Yash Kadam. He's 22 years old.
Where did you find him?
During lockdown. I mean, so somebody I know used to dance with him, and then I saw his videos, and I started dancing with him for fun. And I just saw something in him. I just said, I feel like it's a very fresh attitude towards dance. It's very new. And at a time like this where everyone's expressing their talent through social media, I think he's very relevant. So he's never even assisted anyone, never done a music video,
nothing. You were confident he will pull off a video?
You know, when this project started, it was a little bit more small, mid-sized. By the time we got to the shoot, it was a 130-member crew. Wow. It was massive. Wow. So, yeah, I didn't think that we would be taking on so much. And it was overwhelming for him as well, but he managed so beautifully. Right. And people are loving the hook steps and everything that he's created. And even the girls that are in my video, they're all new. Like, most of them have never done a video before. So I kind of feel like if I got this opportunity to push somebody through who I think should be able to showcase their talent, then I feel really lucky to be able to do that for someone.
Right. You know, I'll come to the video part. When you sit and decide that I have to come up with a song, Gori Hai, how do you identify that? The first thing.
Gori Hai Kalaiyan, which is obviously Bappi Da's legendary, iconic tune, jo Lata ji ne gaya tha, of course. I was actually given the rights to do this song 6 years ago.
And then?
I made a version of it. और बहुत अच्छा version बना था. But मुझे लगा था कि ये गाना इतना अच्छा है और ये इतना बड़ा बन सकता है कि उस टाइम पे इंडिपेंडेंट म्यूजिक इतना एक्साइटिंग फेज में नहीं था. तो I held on to it. I said इसको थोड़ा होल्ड पे रखते हैं. And I think मैंने इतना ज़्यादा होल्ड पे रख गया कि मैं ही भूल गई कि मेरे पास उसके राइट्स हैं almost, you know.
किसने याद दिलाया?
I don't know, suddenly mujhe hi jhatka laga. I think it's an amazing thing actually. When I did the recreation of Uantava on my social media and it went crazy viral, and suddenly every single person remembered, oh my God, Sophie Choudry, she's got a great voice, she sings and forgot and now remember. It gave me a kick.
Wow.
To say, get yourself into gear and get a song out. And I suddenly remembered I had Gori Hai.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I started working on it with the music producer who I'd worked on it with before, and we completely redid the song.
Right.
Created a lot of fresh stuff around it. And that's how I got the idea to do Gori Hai. Honestly, it just stemmed from one thing to the next. And we worked really hard to create something that has that nostalgic vibe, but is also very new.
Right.
Something that could trend today. The kind of sound that people want to hear, that's cool, that's young. So we worked really hard on that.
Right. And then the whole idea of inclusivity in your video, how did that come by?
I know everyone's kind of asked me that, and it really wasn't a thought at all. I just was really clear with Yash when we were deciding how to do the video. There's two ways to do a video like this. Ya to aap filmi ban jao, hero ko dalo, hero ke ird-gird nacho, wo sab aap karo. Or then you try and make something which is a little bit more empowering, a little bit more in the pop space, which is what I am.
Right.
The filmy one was iconic in its own way. I can't recreate Bachchan Saab and Jaya Prada ji, right? And it wouldn't work today either.
Right.
So we did this. And when it came to choosing the girls, I just told my choreographer, I want fresh girls. I want girls who are talented. That's the most important thing.
Right.
I want all skin tones.
Okay.
And I don't want any international dancers. No disrespect to anybody, but I want apni desi ladkiyan. And nothing else came into the picture. And then after the shoot, everyone was like, you've included girls of all shapes and sizes, all skin tones. And was that a conscious effort? And no, it wasn't. It was
it just
whoever's
happened.
good
Wow.
should be in the song. And my
Deserving people.
Yeah, and even my video directors were like, they are stunning girls and they are amazing dancers. And why should we limit it to anything? Why should we be stereotypical?
Yeah.
It should
Great
not
idea.
be, And especially if everybody's talking about inclusivity, then you should practice it.
Absolutely. And then we saw a lot of your friends promoting the song, encouraging you, pushing you.
Yeah.
We saw the lovely, how was the shoot with Malaika?
Was
she always
really sweet.
game for it?
She was so sweet. I just said to her, Mala, I've got a new song out. You think we can do something? And she was like, yeah, let's shoot. She was so amazing. She was like, I love the song. And literally we just did it in the most fun, very like non-planned. Like apart from her learning the hook step, the rest we just did together, and she's amazing. And I think when people saw that video, it was like a moment for people because it was like, she's like the OG hottie. I'm like the everyone's saying the OG pop diva, and like, this 90s, 2000 ka nostalgia coming together, which people loved. So it was a moment, and
amazing.
she's wonderful. And I think that's what I said. I said, I think we all really support each other in what we do. And I'm really lucky with that.
Really nice.
Same with Varun.
Same with Varun. Varun is someone who had a crush on you.
Which I did not know until the live.
तब क्यों नहीं बताया?
मैंने वही उसको कहा, तब क्यों नहीं बताया तुमने?
But yeah, he decided to launch the song. What was his reaction?
He was so sweet. I really love Varun because he's so generous and he's so on it with marketing ideas.
Yeah.
So he's the first person that I showed the video to before I released it.
Okay.
I just went to meet him and I showed it to him and he was like, Soph, listen, this is really good, huh? This is really, really good, huh? I'm telling you, this one like really has a genuine chance of doing like super, super, super well. What have you planned?
Yeah.
I said, well, I thought you'd launch it. Yeah, that's done. What else are we doing?
Wow,
so he was so sweet. He made calls. He gave ideas. And not everyone does that. And then he was the one who was like, why haven't you shown it to Karan? I said, no, I'm planning to. He's like, go now. And then I showed Karan and Karan was like, it's one of my favorite songs. And I love how you've sung it. And I love the whole vibe. And I'm putting it out. I was like, that's so, it was really, they were so sweet and encouraging. So I really appreciate that.
Amazing. That's great support. And that's, totally the love that you give, that love that you get.
Yeah.
Before we wrap the interview, we have promised our viewers that you'll sing a few lines from your song.
Of course.
So, please.
Of course I will. Gori hai kalaiyan, tula de mujhe hari hari chudiyaan. अपना बना ले मुझे साजना मांगे है बस तुझे दिल मेरा बेसब्रा all the time जाने मन करे तेरा शुक्रा सुन मेरे माहिया पुकारे तुझे मेरी अंगड़ाइयाँ अपना बना ले मुझे साजना.
Beautiful. Absolutely amazing.
Wow, audience.
Yes. Amazing. Beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Great song.
Hey everyone, I'm Sophie Choudry and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.